Hey there gardeners, Chris here from Steading. I wanted to show you what is basically a building block in our garden, or that is my concept. As you've probably heard, there's hugelkultur, which is where you dig nice big logs down under the ground and you allow them to basically work as kind of a moisture sink. Now, we had a big dead tree that was absolutely full of termites, and this is it here. And rather than chop it up for firewood, what I thought we'd do is I chopped it into sections. So these are about, about 2 meters long. So we've probably got 5 or 6 meters across the hill here in 3 big pieces of big log. And I haven't dug them into the ground because the ground here is very, very hard. It's quite sandy and really solid. And I want to basically be able to plant out this area with natives so that it's a really good spot in the garden for native wildlife, native birds. We will have to be a little bit more careful of snakes because, to be honest, they are obviously the type of creature that will live in a nice heavily kind of covered area. And we even have, I think, maybe a little bandicoot burrow, or at least a hole in the ground up there that's definitely been used by something that looks fairly native, I would guess. Now, the idea of doing this is essentially we put our logs down and they're pretty flat on the ground. Again, I think if you had more time and were more inclined to do it, you could partially dig them into the ground a little to make them a little more secure where they're sitting. But for me, that wasn't the priority because there's so much going on. And we had a delivery of native soil that was for planting some native ground covers more up around the house. And what I did is I used all the leftover soil in here behind this tree. And so what this should do is it should create like a little bit of a little trellis, a little bit of a swale that will capture moisture and rain as it comes down the hill. And obviously, as this breaks down, and no doubt the termites will be back in it in no time at all. There was dry termites in it. With it sitting on the ground, I reckon there'll be the more wet type termites back in here, helping break it down. And we've got a nice little bit of soil behind it, which is currently just covered in some sugarcane mulch because that's what I had available. Wood chips would have been preferable, but I ran out. And we have a nice little planting area behind this. I reckon it'll take a bit of time, probably a year or two, to really build up to a better place. And hopefully in that time, I'll cover this whole area with wood chips so that there's a nice layer of compost and kind of mulch breaking down that will help feed all the native plants that we're hoping to get in here and get a bit more successful. Now, part of the reason I did this is because I planted a whole heap of seedlings over the other side, which is even harsher. And essentially speaking, most of them died because it's just such a harsh location. There's some stuff that survived here decently well, a lot of weeds, but we want to actually build this up into a much nicer bit of garden or really more like Australian native plants, and make it a little bit more natural, and again, a real bird attractor, because it's far enough away from the house that we can make it a little bushier and not be as concerned about kind of the fire risks. And yeah, it's not going to be full-on rainforest, but if we can get a lot of the lower shrubs and mid-sized shrubs and things like that, then that'd be great. And this is obviously, in theory, the building block to that. And so here is that native soil that we've laid down. I had a little bit of our extra sugarcane mulch that I've just left here so that I could basically just show you me covering the last bit over, because the moisture retention is really important with something like this. If we just put this nice high quality native soil down, we bought that at Bonnie Hills Nursery, we got a trailer load full. If we just put it down and let it sit on top of the soil here unprotected, it's not really going to do all that much good. It's not that it does nothing, but compared to a setup like this, it would do a lot less. And particularly because it's heading into spring, which is normally a pretty nice season, but then heading into summer where it's just scorching hot, we want the soil to be protected. And while this is only really like kind of setting up a bit of a natural-ish kind of garden bed, the whole area needs some TLC to get it really working well as well. And that's another step, but that's probably going to require a truckload of wood chip to put down and slowly building up that soil a little bit. Keeping in mind that obviously most of our wood chip is eucalypt, but our Australian natives should be able to deal with that. And so this is very much a work in progress bit of the garden, but still a really important little job. And good way of reusing that down tree. And importantly, as I mentioned before, instead of using it as firewood, we're trying to incorporate it into the environment here, which is more natural. Obviously, it being chopped down by a chainsaw, less natural, but becoming a part of the natural environment, a bit more so. And just here, we did not actually have a really huge tree, which I could do both sides of this in those big trunks. However, the top of the tree, which is this much smaller stuff, I chopped that up with the chainsaw and I've laid it across here as well. And it's definitely going to need maybe a bit of compost or soil or stuff like that chucked in on top of it, and definitely a really good layer of wood chips. Again, to work in a similar way, it would be better again to dig it in. However, because I just don't want to spend the time doing that, and it'd be probably an even bigger trench here, I've left it. And again, this is how it would fall in nature, and it would slowly break down. We're going to try and speed that up by adding the wood chips and stuff like that, and I don't think that'll be a problem. And then also what you can see here, in case you're looking at this pile and thinking that should not be there, you're 100% right. I'm actually pulling this stuff out, whose name I always forget, but yeah, it's got these beautiful little flowers in it, but it's an absolute weed, and it kind of takes over the undergrowth but grows really, really tall. Very, very spindly. It does provide a bit of habitat to birds, but again, you don't want it if you can get rid of it. And so I've been pulling this out, and I've been kind of going, we've got a little bit of forest along the edge there, and I've been going in and dragging it out by the roots, and I'll chop that up, I'll put it in the green bin, and it'll go to council waste, and I'll get rid of it totally, because we definitely don't want that. And it'd be great if I could remember the name, but I always think jacaranda with this stuff, which is not what it is at all. And if, with this stuff, if a branch is touching the ground, it'll reshoot from that branch. So it is a real pest. And the way it spreads is it grows up and big, and it sends its branches out, and where they touch the ground, a new plant forms. So it is a real pain in the neck, but we don't have a lot on our property. So if I can keep it under control by being pretty active about it, it shouldn't become a problem. And our neighbours have done a heap of work to clear it out of their place. So it makes sense to make sure that I'm not, having it all here and then spreading it back into their property, because that would be pretty rude.